Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Revue Starlight episode 7, the banana episode where Dai Banana, whatever you wanna call her, will be the main character, of course. Now, I am getting some fairly unsettling vibes from this episode, so to speak. Even though I haven't seen it yet, but the preview alone was enough to make me wonder what exactly is going to happen. Because we haven't seen anybody yet, like anybody, just casually chill on that underground scene, on that underground arena, right? Banana was the very first character who just was just sitting there, chilling, and it is chilling. Banana is probably still the most mysterious character. Everybody is fairly easy to get a read on, mostly. The battery died. I'm gonna take it off so it doesn't vibrate constantly. It's fairly easy to get a read on pretty much everybody, but not on Banana. She seems very, happy and friendly and whatnot, but there are many mysteries behind her. Like, why did she decide to go for the backstage work instead of being in a spotlight? Why is he chilling in that underground arena? What the fuck is her deal? And I hope this episode will answer those questions. I'm only afraid how exactly will it answer them. There are some questions that you think you want an answer to, but you really don't. And while I doubt that Banana is some, extraterrestrial being and something from like Lovecraftian horrors simply wearing the skin of a young girl. I doubt it's anything like that, but I can't help but get those unsettling vibes. But in the previous episode, we were talking about and Kauruko and Futaba. Kauruko and Futaba. And it was also a fairly weird episode because I couldn't really get a read on what their deal was, what's their problem, what's the exact conflict here. I thought the entire time that it's Kauruko that holds something against Futaba, but someone pointed out in episode 6, and I was able to read the comments to episode 6 because I'm recording this episode after episode 6 was released. Usually I record them before, but had a slight delay. And good thing that I'm late for my Patreon with episode 7. Sorry for my patrons, of course, terribly, but it's good that I was able to read that comment because now I understand what was the conflict in the previous episode. It wasn't that Kauruko had a problem with Futaba. It was that Futaba had a problem with Kauruko. Right? They made a promise that they're gonna be together forever and they're gonna be the stars together and yada yada yada. But Kauruko wasn't pulling her own weight. She wasn't, she completely disregarded that promise, essentially. She was just lazing around, she was doing fuck all, just trying to skirt by. Meanwhile, Futaba was putting all the work. She was trying her darnest to fulfill that promise. And that was the core conflict. And of course, also the fact that Kauruko kinda misunderstood Futaba's attempts, Futaba's drive towards trying to be a good actress and whatnot. Kauruko treated it as Futaba trying to upstage her or something like that. At least that's the vibe I'm getting right now. But yeah, that was the previous episode, talking about Kauruko and Futaba. Haven't had my coffee yet. It's just oat milk iced latte, if you're wondering. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about this show. And let me remind you that if you want to watch episodes of Revue Starlight early, you can do it by subscribing to my Patreon, link down in the description. Sometimes I might be a day late, the way I am a day late today. I'm terribly sorry for that, but usually 6-7 days early we'll be able to watch those episodes. But let's not talk about the past, let's not talk about the future, let's focus on the present. Sound subs, and we can get started with the Na-na-na-na Bananana episode. And it's subs by Ripple. As usual, I think I might zoom out a little bit to give myself more space on the camera. That looks perfect. Just perfect. Okay, now we can finally start watching this episode, and we can do that in 3, 2, 1, go. 99th Seisho Festival, March 3rd, 2018. They already have their weapons. I don't think those are like their actual Revue weapons, but interesting that they were using those weapons in the play last year. I think that's the play. That's the last year's play. Or is it something that never actually happened and I'm supposed to treat it purely, you know, symbolically? It wouldn't surprise me either. It's so dazzling. Let me guess, Banana isn't here? For some reason? Oh no, she's here. Hmm. Banana walking around, interviewing people, taking photos. Hmm. Hmm. Damn, she's short. Or Banana is tall. Hmm. I mean, I guess Nana is a banana. Sure. She's a dai banana. She's a great banana. Tears of joy? Tears of joy. Is she dealing with feelings of inadequacy or something? And this was her confirmation that she's actually useful? Something like that? But then why would she decide to go for a backstage play? Or rather, like for backstage help? Did something or someone make Banana believe that she's better suited to be a helper in the background rather than taking the stage? Does it have something to do with Hikari's appearance? Right, how many people does it take to play the review? Everybody had a role last year, right? And now this year there's also Hikari. One more person. Could it be that someone would have to be excluded from Starlight? And could it be that Banana took it upon herself? I don't want anybody the kind of thinking where I don't want anybody to be disappointed by having to drop out. I'm just going to drop out early so that nobody else has to go through any sort of, uh, you know, issues. I'm just going to drop out of my own volition so that nobody has to drop out against their will. Hmm. Banana stayed behind, and Junna stayed behind. Why though? Summer vacations or something like that? They're going home? Gotcha. I could go for some udon. I have some udon in my fridge, but I don't have anything to go with it. Oh well. Yeah, so it was summer vacations because the new year is starting. What's that sound effect? Two people dropped out. I'm getting major Monogatari vibes from this episode. Like Monogatari Zetsubo Sensei with this typography. The hard cuts, the ambiguous chronology. Who directed this episode? It's not the same director who made the previous episodes, is it? Again, Banana with trying to keep status quo. About those dropouts. The fuck is going on? The silence. Okay. Okay. Open up, Banana. Please open up a little. Okay, so I think I got the correct reading on Banana earlier, that she would very much like to keep things how they are. Everything is good enough. No need to try to improve. No need to try, anything. This was perfect for me. I don't want better, because better means different, and I don't want different. That's the read I'm getting on her. Who's she gonna be fighting? Junna? Karin? Karen? Or the Kirin himself? Wakarimasu. Hmm. A living stage that responds to the performance itself. Toppled pillar. Even the stages of the past? If you take part in the auditions, I promise you everlasting stagnation. What kind of chaos god shit is that? Is the giraffe a fucking Nurgle? She seems completely mind broken. Banana in the lead. Are we going to get into some weird fucking timey-wimey shenanigans? Is that what's gonna happen? We went back in time. Holy mother of fuck! We're back in time! Holy mother of fuck! Oh, Jesus Christ! Banana is gonna realize that it's not as good as it seemed. Nobody's gonna call her Banana anymore. She's not close friends with anybody yet. She's gonna realize that her dream was to go back to that play, but not back to the status quo. That she wanted to keep everybody as they are now, but wanted to recreate just the play. Yeah, we're replaying it. It's a time loop. It's a motherfucking time loop. It's a motherfucking time loop. Because you won. That's the deal. That giraffe is an elder god. He's a fucking elder god. Don't tell me he's not an elder fucking god. Because he is. A new challenger appeared. Yep, the flower going back in time. But then Hikari appeared. And that made the current loop different. Yes! The unknown variable that threw a wrench into Banana's plans. It never happened before. A completely new timeline. The timeline is splitting. And everything changes. Yes, it is. Not this time. Banana is the fucking villain of the show. Oh my god. I did not expect Revue Starlight to turn into a timey-wimey psychological horror. Not in my wildest dreams. I thought aliens. I thought ancient deities. Not a fucking elder god giraffe promising a schoolgirl eternal stagnation. Ah. Papa Nurgle would be proud. Papa Nurgle would be proud of Banana. Uh, Wakarimasu indeed. Wakarimasu. Wakarimasu. Wakarimasu, my dear elder god. Wakarimasu. Jesus fuck. Let's go through it again. I mean, just what even was that? I'm gonna have to go for a walk later today. I'm gonna have to go for a walk. Okay, let's go through it. Everybody has their own weapons, even though they are on stage, taking part in Starlight, the play for everybody. But the stage at the same time is very Revue. So we are kinda sorta supposed to believe that this is like the real play they took part in, but also it's this metaphorical, surreal stage of the Revue. It's both at the same time. Yeah, Banana trying to keep her memories of this. That's like that's the running theme with Banana. Keeping status quo, eternal stagnation, always going back to that previous Revue, the kind of thinking of, that was the best year of my life, I want to live that year on repeat. I want to live through it again and again and again and again and again and again. I can't see I can't relate. I would very much like to go back to my childhood, except not to keep things as they were, to change things up. Banana is more about keeping things as they were and just reliving those moments. She's afraid of progressing because as she progresses, right, the next year could be better, but it could be worse. That year was great, so she's perfectly satisfied with just repeating that year over and over and over again. What made her this way? That is the question. What made her this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Banana-chan. I found my eternal comrades and my stage of destiny. This is the day I was born. Yeah, that 99th Revue, 99th Starlight rather, had such a great effect on her that she wants to relive it constantly over and over again. But why? I know why. Because things change. Because sure, you get some co-highs, and that's a good, nice, positive change, but some people drop out. Some people are no longer there. It's a negative thing. Sure, you get the change of, new leading roles and whatnot, but also some people don't get to take part in it. There's the positives and the negatives of future, of progression. The next year might be better, the next year might be worse. You never know that. And Banana doesn't want to know that. She knows that some things will be better, she knows that some things will be worse, but in her mind, keeping things as they were is better than anything changing for the worse. And she completely disregards all the positive changes that occurred. They've experienced anguish, despair, and anger that we cannot imagine. I won't forgive you. I know what Banana's deal is, but I don't know what's her deal. You know what I mean? I know what's her gimmick as a character, rather, but I don't know what's her deal. Why she is the way she is. Everybody else, it's understandable, right? Everybody else's gimmick is understandable. Kaoruko's gimmick of being a spoiled little Ohime-sama is perfectly understandable because she was brought up by a family of elite actors and whatnot, or rather elite dancers, and she was the crown jewel of the entire village. So it's understandable why she does what she does the way she does. Same goes for Futaba, Kaoruko's best friend. She was never considering being an actress or a songstress or a dancer, but following Kaoruko, she had to, uh, get experience in those things and train and get better, and that made her the way she is. Junna is very by the book, by the rules and whatnot, and that's what made her the way she is. Claudine, forever chasing after Maya, made her the way she is. Maya being perfect, but also putting a ton of work into being perfect. She's not perfect just by the virtue of being perfect, she's actually putting the work. And it makes sense that she is the way she is. It makes sense that she was angry with Karen the first time Karen challenged her, because Karen, you did absolutely nothing to reach this stage. You're a lazy fucking bum and you dare challenge me? Makes perfect sense. Karen, Hikari, everybody makes sense. Banana, as of yet, doesn't make sense. I have no background for her. Right? I mean, I understand that she said that that was the day I was born because she found camaraderie, she found she took part in the Starlight and it was all great and beautiful and whatnot. But usually, when you have like the best day of your life, or the best week of your life, or the best year of your life, regular person doesn't think, I want to relive it again. I want to relive it again. Right? Oh, I spent some nice vacation by the sea last year, so this year I'm going to go to the sea again. And it's gonna be on the exact same day, and there better not be any road work, because I want to go the exact same way to the sea. I'm going to check into the exact same room. I already made sure this room is available 5 months ago. I'm going to check out in the exact same room. I'm going to take the exact same things with me, and I'm going to go the exact same places, because that vacation was perfect and I want to repeat that perfection. Right? A normal person doesn't think that. Something had to have happened to Banana to make her this way. What though? Are we going to find answers next episode? Maybe not. Probably not. The episode after? I've no clue. But I hope we will. Or maybe there were some things in this episode that I completely missed that are actually giving us some of Banana's backstory, but I didn't notice them because, let's be honest, there was a lot going on in this show, in this episode. So if I missed something, do feel free to let me know, as always. Be it in the comments or on my Discord, or on my Discord, or wherever you want. As long as you're not spoiling me anything, I'm perfectly fine with, clarifications and stuff like that. Or if there's some additional knowledge in other sources of media, I don't know, something in an art book that tells more about the background of this episode or something like that. You know what I mean. And yeah, the giraffe contacts her. The pillar, the toppled pillar with the light on top. The pillar, that's this pillar with the star on top, a miniature of it, a prop version of it, is here, but toppled behind Banana. What significance does it have? I have no fucking clue, but it's here. Wakarimasu. The audio system, the stage mechanism, it responds to the glimmer of the stage girl. So That's interesting. That's interesting because it kinda explains the whole surreal nature of the review stage, doesn't it? Because so far, the stage of the review was reacting to the play, right? If someone needs stairs to suddenly appear, well, the stairs will suddenly appear. If someone needs some props to appear on the stage for add it, or rather, if some props appearing on the stage would add to the drama of the scene, then those props will appear. The stage responds to the players, to the actors, to the actresses. But now we're getting a an inward explanation of that, essentially. That the stage actually reacts to the glimmer of the stage girls. And they talk about glimmer almost like a energy source of some sort, like mana, like uh, I don't know, something that can be manipulated and read and extracted and whatnot. Almost makes me think that maybe Kirin, being an elder god, feeds on glimmer, and that's why he needs this place to take place. And the reward is being able to play on whatever stage you want and whatnot, but he gets all that glimmer, all that yummy, yummy glimmer out of it. Fuck it, I'm gonna note it down. I'm gonna note it down. You know what? By this point, uh, nothing is out of the realm of possibility. I'll be honest with you. Nothing is out of the realm of possibility. And I think, I think the fucking giraffe, being an elder deity, is probably like the least ridiculous thing that might happen. The giraffe is an elder god feeding on glimmer. Wouldn't surprise me in the absolute fucking slightest. Would not surprise me. What if you could stand on any stage you desire, even a stage in the past? That's interesting. All this time, I thought that the promise of being the eternal lead and whatnot is very not literal, or rather, sure, you win the auditions, and that means you're gonna be like a top star. You're gonna appear. You're gonna be appearing on stage plays, in movies. Everybody's gonna want your autograph. You're gonna write a biography that's gonna be a bestseller, and you're gonna be a super successful actress, songstress, dancer, or whoever you wanna be. You're gonna be a super successful scene girl. But no, it seems like it goes deeper than that and more surreal than that and more magical, more fantastical than that. If you made a wish to stand on a scene of a human colony on Mars, that fucking giraffe would make a human colony appear on Mars and you would play there. He really is an elder god. He really is an elder god, or at least some. I have no clue. That's kind of surprising that Banana won with Maya, no less. Why would you go this far? And Banana really seems mind broken. I can't reach the dazzling light. She says as she stands in front of dazzling light, and she wants to go back, and she goes back. Hmm. This moment made me think that maybe Banana is gonna realize herself that was what she does is wrong and is bad. Because as I mentioned during this scene, that she probably wanted to recreate that Revue, that perfect, rather that Starlight, that perfect Starlight of hers, but she didn't necessarily want to go back in time, right? She's using the first name of Junna completely casually, and she's surprised that Junna is surprised, and that Junna calls her Daiba-san. And that makes me think that maybe she doesn't necessarily like what's going on, because she likes the relationships she developed with everybody. She likes that change in status quo throughout that year, but she doesn't like the fact that this year's Starlight will be different. If someone were to promise her that this year's Starlight will be the exact same and that Banana herself will be in charge of it, she probably wouldn't even have wanted to go back. Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe she would have. Inside my reenactment, there's nothing to fear. Holy shit, that's a scary sentence. The reenactment of those precious days. Inside my reenactment, there's nothing to fear. We will neither grow nor become adults. Holy motherfucker! The reenactment of the there's nothing to fear. We'll neither. The pain of attempting something new, I'll protect you from it all. Jesus Christ. What happened to her? Like, I get the fear of attempting something new. I get it. I absolutely do. It's actually like genuinely something I struggle with. The fear of meeting someone new, the fear of trying something new, the fear of going some new place. I get it. But I guess Banana was really burned by something back in the days. Something changed, tried something new, and then she was slapped in the face by that attempt, and she decided never again. I don't know, but something happened to her. Something broke her. The moment a stage girl becomes the top star. The chemical reaction caused by the fusion of miracles and glimmer. An eternal shine, a moment's combustion. A stage of destiny that no one can predict. I want to witness that. And feed on it. I have a feeling. Yeah, because just as the giraffe said it, Hikari appeared. It is Hikari, isn't it? It is Hikari. Yeah, the hairpins. The giraffe brought Hikari here. The unknown variable, the wrench in Banana's machine. Because as the giraffe said, he wants to witness the unpredictable stage of destiny. ever since Banana started winning, that stage of Destiny became entirely and wholly predictable. So although the giraffe is bound by their contract or whatnot to fulfill the wishes of the winner, and he has to fulfill the wish of stagnation that Banana has, he can add other variables to the whole thing in hopes of making Banana not be the winner. And that's what he did here. He introduced Hikari. He introduced Hikari. What? This never happened before. Yeah. A new variable, the timeline is splitting. Don't understand. Never mind. What went wrong? Maybe he's saying that it's boring. Yeah, it is boring to have the same exact performance every time. That's exactly what he's saying. Also, Banana doesn't have that glimmer, does she? I think that also might be the case. She doesn't have a dream. She's not even happy when she wins. It's just a matter of fact to her that she has to win to circle back around. Huh. Stage of Destiny no one can predict. That's what the giraffe wants. No matter who shows up, my reenactment remains the same. Kagura Hikari-chan. That face. This face. This face. This face. Banana. Baby. What happened to you? Think I want her for my play now. That's why she moved to the sidelines. So that she can have more control. Right? So that even with Hikari appearing, she can control the reenactment. The next episode is To Where the Light Leads. Wakarimasu. I wakarimasu as well now. I wakarimasu as well. Not everything, don't get me wrong, but I wakarimasu. I don't know what to say about this episode. I did not, in my wildest dreams, expect what happened now. What happened today in this episode. Actually, I mentioned that I want to check the episode director, and I do want to check the episode director. So let's go to AnnuList, staff, and let's scroll to the very end. That's a lot of stuff. And let's take a quick look. Control F. 7. Episode director Akane Tsukamoto. Episodes 2, 7, and 10. Storyboard animation director. Animation director for this episode was unique, quote unquote. Reo Kawamoto and Takayoshi Hayashi were animation directors only for episode 7, not for any other episode, and Kota Sera. Key animator Tonomika Kutani, Hiroko Oguri, Arisa Sugiyama, Kota Sera, also only for episode 7. Tanoshi Watami. That's a fuck ton of key animators. But I want like director or... No, apparently the director wasn't responsible only for this episode, but for other episodes as well. For episode 2 and episode 10, most notably. Episode 2, I cannot quite recall what it was. Episode 10, we are yet to see. Animation director and key animation for Heike Monogatari. Key animation, key animation, key animation, key animation, key animation, key animation, key... Okay, so Akane Tsukamoto was a key animator and in-between animator. His only, or her only role as an episode director is in Revue Starlight episodes 2, 7, and 10. Interesting. Reo Kawamoto was an animation director. Oh, that's a good portfolio. Precon, Vivi Fluoride Ice Song, Made in Abyss, Eizoken, Tate no Yusha, Seishin Butayaro, Hisomaso, what else? No Game No Life, Kakegurui, Fate Apocrypha, Demi-chan, Occultic 9, Flip Flappers, Recreators, One Punch Man, Gakko Gurashi, Nom Non Biyori, Monogatari second season. Other like key animator, Fate Grand Order, Assault Lily, Decadence, No Guns Live, Vinland Saga, Tate no Yusha, Carol and Tuesday, Seishin Butayaro, Banana Fish, Blend S, Mahotsukai no Yome, and another, Kaguya-sama, second season, Mushoku Tensei, Sao, Tate no Yusha, Darling in the Franxx, New Game, Princess Principal, would you look at that? Flip Flappers again, Ao no Exorcist, Occultic 9, Shingeki no Kyojin, Nozaki-kun, Psychopass, Gakkagurashi. Okay, I really was expecting episode 7 to have a different director. I guess kinda did, but it's the same director that also directed episodes 2 and 10. I'm gonna have to rewatch episode 2 to have a comparison, I think. But yeah, there definitely was something about this episode that made me think of a different director. There was... I don't know how better to describe it than the way I already did describe it. Very Monogatari, very very Zetsubo Sensei. Very psychedelic almost. Very surreal. A lot of hard cats. A lot of typography. A lot of cards. A lot of weird and unsettling shots. And it very much did have the desired effect of making this episode very, 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 very unsettling. It really was. Yeah, I guess all that's left is to wait for the next episode. And maybe some things will become more apparent. We're gonna get some more explanations. We probably won't. I suppose, I think, I believe that the only explanations we're gonna get will be non-direct. No one's gonna tell us what exactly is happening. We're gonna have to figure it out ourselves. What's Banana's deal, right? Also, I wonder how will Banana be quote-unquote fixed? Will it be Karen? The way Karen already fixed Junna. the way she already fixed her wife. If so, then that would confirm my prediction of Karen being the changing force behind like everybody. I think that might be the case. We're gonna have to wait and see. But one thing for sure is I certainly expected this series to sure be surreal and whatnot, but how should I say it? To be metaphorically surreal, where the surreal elements aren't necessarily real, you know? Where the play on the stage in the review they have is okay, that's its own thing. They're going to fairyland and they can have whatever fights they want to have, but as soon as they go back to school, as soon as they are no longer on the review stage, it's back to the real world. But it seems that no, the review can have actual, real, tangible consequences even on the real world. Huge consequences too, because rewinding time isn't something trivial. We've been dealing with time loops in Virgin Road recently as well, and it's mind-boggling and mind-blowing. And here we are dealing with time loops again. I wonder if it's gonna be Hikari who's actually gonna throw a wrench into Banana's plans, or is it gonna be Karen? Karen, kinda because of Hikari, kinda sorta, because Karen joined the review only because she was tailing Hikari. If Hikari wasn't here, Karen would never have joined the review, and so Banana never had to fight Karen. Now she will have to. Oh, that's gonna be fight for the ages, isn't it? Now, I honestly don't know what else to say. No thoughts head empty. This this episode completely wrung me like a dirty piece of cloth. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end here. I'm not gonna try to waste your time ohing and ahing and wondering and thinking and repeating myself going in circles. I'm just gonna tell you to leave a comment down below what you thought of this episode, of my reaction, of my theories. Just, I cannot stress it enough. Don't spoil me anything. This is a series I don't want spoiled. If you spoil me, I don't know, Skeletonite in another world, I'll be bummed, but ultimately it doesn't fucking matter. If you spoil me this, oh boy, I'd rather you not. Leave a like if you liked it. If you, leave a dislike if you didn't like it, but tell me why so I can improve. If you do want to talk spoilers, we have a Revue Starlight channel on the Discord server, so join it and you will be able to talk spoilery stuff there using the spoiler tags and whatnot. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases, not only Revue Starlight, but also Symphogear G, Skeletonite in Another World, Shokei Shoujo Virgin Road, Spy X Family, and of course Tatanusha no Nariagari Season 2, and also other shows that I've already seen back in the seasons past that you will be able to revisit by just visiting my channel or clicking one of the no, I don't think it's gonna be in the cards. So just visit the channel and you'll see it there. If you want to support me monetarily and if you want to watch episodes of Revue Starlight and Symphogear G early, support me on Patreon. Link in the description. For $10 to get early access to non-seasonal shows, and for $1 or any other amount, you get your place in the credits and you get a role on my Discord server that gives you access to a Patreon-only channel and stuff like that. If you don't want to support me monetarily but still want to support me, you can of course spread the word about my channel, because the more you guys spread the word, the more YouTube itself promotes my content, and it's always good to see that, well, YouTube just shares my videos, puts them in people's recommended or under other people's videos. That's always a great source of traffic, a great source of growth. So that's one of the best ways you can actually support the channel. And yeah, now that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers. And I can guarantee there's gonna be a next one. I'm not gonna go back in a time loop to forever repeat this episode. I don't have the powers, I don't know any giraffes. And here's the credits that I mentioned before. You get to be here even for just $1 or any other amount you want to support me with.